The promotion went to someone else again, someone with less time in the game than you, maybe even someone you trained. And you have done everything right, which is exactly why nobody will tell you the real reason this keeps happening. You are talented, you are just under-recognized, and there is a specific reason for it. One that gets decided in a room you have never been allowed into by design. I will take you inside that room, but first I have to show you why everything you have been told about getting promoted is the wrong game entirely. In the next few minutes, 3 things we're gonna discuss. 1, the real reason hardworking professionals keep getting passed over. It's not what you have been told. 2, why just be more visible is the worst advice you can follow. And number 3, the one skill set nobody ever taught you. The one that decides every single promotion before you ever ask. Stay with me for that one, because it gives you something you can do the moment you walk into work tomorrow. And before we start, one thing to sit with. Every month this goes unsolved has a number on it. By the end, I will show you what it's actually costing you. It's bigger than you think, and the money isn't even the most dangerous part. And if someone's already coming to mind, someone who keeps getting passed over and shouldn't be, send them this now. They need to hear it as much as you do. I'm Marie Horvath. I have professionals who are excellent at what they do, get promoted, and become the kind of leaders other people actually want to follow. For context on where this comes from, I have advised at Alphabet at $5,000 an hour rate. I have coached hundreds of executives one-on-one. I quantum leaped my own career across 5 countries and 3 continents. And I have sat in the formal and informal calibration rooms, the closed door meetings where your name comes up and your future gets decided more times than I can count. So everything I'm about to tell you isn't theory. It's what actually happens in those rooms. Let me be specific about who this is for. If you are the person who is exceptional at your current level and you can feel there is another level in you, you just don't know how to make it visible, this is for you. You are talented. You are just missing a skill set nobody taught you. This is especially for you if you got strong reviews but still can't break through. If you keep getting told you need more executive presence and no one ever tells you what that actually means. If you are exhausted from working harder and harder, watching your effort climb while your growth and your impact stay exactly where they were, and if you are earlier in your career and you can already feel that this is coming, stay. Learning this now is the unfair advantage. If that's you, keep watching. Because the reason this keeps happening starts with a miss. Here is the advice you have been fed your whole career. Keep your head down and deliver. Be patient. Your turn will come. Work harder and you will get noticed. I need you to hear me clearly. All of that is the wrong game. Because here is the truth nobody tells you. Promotions aren't queues. Nobody is keeping a list of who has waited longest. Promotions are bets. Bets on who leadership believes can operate at the next level in the near future. And once you understand that, here is the uncomfortable part. The very thing that made you successful is the thing keeping you stuck. Your best work is quietly building your own cage. Argue with me in the comments if you want, but stay because I am about to show you exactly how. Every year, you deliver brilliantly. You carve a deeper picture in leaders' minds of who you are and what your level is. The longer you do it, the deeper it sets. And the better you are, the deeper it goes. Not because you are stuck there, because no one ever taught you to carve a different one. And here is the good news. A picture you engraved by accident, you can engrave on purpose. The same mechanism that built the cage is the one that opens it once you know how to use it, but you can't use it until you know who's actually holding the chisel. And it's not who you think. Your manager is not the person who decides your promotion. For years, you have been managing up to one person, impressing your boss, pouring everything into that one relationship. But your manager is your lawyer, not the judge. The real verdict gets decided in a room you have never been in. A short conversation behind closed doors, a talent review, a calibration room. And in that room are leaders who barely know your work and have almost no sense of what you could do a level or two above where you are now. Picture the reality of it. 2, maybe 3 minutes per name squeezed between other meetings. Decisions get made fast. And the question on the table is never simply, is she good at her current job? The question is, can they already see him at the next level? Let me show you exactly how this plays out. I worked with a woman. I will call her Greta. S7 at a big tech company, genuinely brilliant, PhD, deep in UX and UI, the kind of insight most teams would kill for. But she had made one quiet mistake. The only person she ever made sure understood her work was her manager. Calibration rooms open. 7, 8 managers around the conference table. 1 or 2 senior, the rest cross-functional, barely familiar with her at all. Greta isn't in the room. She never is. That's the whole point. Her slot comes up. 2-3 minutes. And her lawyer, her manager, does an average job. No promo packet worth the name. A flat, unprepared speech. No strategy, no case, just a name mentioned and move past. And Greta, at her desk that same morning, no idea any of this is happening. She finds out later that her one shot was handled by someone who didn't fight for her. Another cycle, another year to wait. Her work was never the problem. She was that good. But nobody in that room could see it because nobody in that room was ever shown it. Which means the moment you finally sit down to ask for the promotion, it was already decided. Weeks ago, months ago, in a room like Greta's. Hold on to that because it changes everything about what you should actually be doing. This is the core of everything. There are 2 completely different skill sets and nobody ever taught you to separate them. Skill set number 1, being great at your job, execution, reliability, depth, expertise. And you have this in spades. That's exactly why you are frustrated. You have maxed it out. But here is the hard part. Skill set number 1 is necessary, but it is not sufficient. It gets you in the game. It doesn't get you promoted. Skill set number 2 is making your greatness impossible to ignore. And I need to be precise about what this is and isn't. This is not being more visible. It's not performing or self-promoting or talking louder in meetings. It's strategic. It's positioning yourself so deliberately that by the time the decision gets made, it's already made. The room has decided you belong at the next level before you ever walk in. So why were you never taught skill set number 2? Because schools don't teach it. Most managers can't even articulate it. They feel it when they see it, but they can't hand you the playbook. The only people who can teach it are the ones who have sat in the rooms where it happens. You already know the decision gets made before you ask. You just watched it happen to Greta. What you don't yet know is what they are actually deciding on, because it's almost never your work. By the time that room meets, your case was shaped in conversations you weren't in, on impressions that formed while you had your heads down delivering. And when your name comes up, 3 things are on the table. Number 1, can they already picture you at the next level? Not, is she good? Can I see her there? Number 2, has your name come up unprompted in rooms you weren't in? And number 3, can your value at the next level be summed up in 90 seconds by someone who isn't you? That third one is exactly what cost Greta. Her value couldn't be captured in 90 seconds by anyone but her. And the one person who tried, her manager, fumbled it in 2 flat minutes. That's the real game. You are not playing do good work and get rewarded. You are playing shape what people believe about your next level before the moment that matters. And before you flinch at that, no, this isn't manipulation. It is strategy. And honestly, I would go further. It's your responsibility. You were given the talent to operate at the next level. Keeping that hidden doesn't make you humble. It means the people who would benefit from your impact never get it. You own that next level to the people around you, and you owe it also to yourself. The people getting promoted ahead of you aren't more talented than you. They are just playing the right game. And there is no reason you can't play it too. This is also why everything you have already tried hasn't worked. You were told to be more visible, but visibility without positioning just makes you a more visible workhorse. Now everyone can see exactly how much you carry and how perfectly you fit your current role. You were told to network, but networking without a strategic narrative is just socializing. Pleasant, but forgettable. It moves nothing. Maybe you tried executive coaching, but most coaching is reflective when what you need is diagnostic. It asks how you feel about the problem instead of showing you its mechanics. And maybe you have thought about job hopping, but you take the positioning problem with you. New company, same blind spot, same ceiling, about 18 months later. Here is why they all fail. Every one of them is aimed at skill set number 1. Work harder, be better. None of them touch skill set number 2. You have been treating a positioning problem with performance solution. That's why nothing moved. So what actually works? The real work is specific. It's mapping the actual decision makers in your organization. The people in those rooms, not just your manager. It's building real sponsorship, not just mentorship. A mentor talks to you. A sponsor talks about you when you are not there. It's controlling the 90-second narrative someone else uses to describe you. And it's timing your move to the real promotion windows, not asking whenever you happen to feel ready. And here is the thing, you can do the second you walk in tomorrow. You don't need a strategy deck. Just answer one question. Who will be in the room when your name comes up? That isn't your manager. Write down that name. That person is where your positioning work begins. That's it. That's day 1. And when you do this work, something shifts that's bigger than a title. You stop being under-recognized. You become unmistakable. Your name comes up first. When leadership asks, who should we tap for this? That's exactly what happened for Greta. Once she stopped pouring everything into one relationship and started positioning, mapping the real decision makers, building sponsors who would speak for her when she wasn't in the room, 2 things has changed. Her own company finally saw her clearly. And for the first time, she understood her real market value. Within months, she had a VP offer that simply reflected what she has been worse all along. And notice, that is not job hopping. She didn't carry the problem with her. She fixed the positioning first. That's the difference. Not louder, not busier, unmistakable. Now let me keep the promise I made at the start. What this actually costs you if you don't solve it. Because it's more than ego and more than frustration. It's compounding. Every month you spend at the wrong level is roughly $2,500 to $4,000 you are not earning. Over a decade, it's $500,000 gone. And it compounds because your base resets at your current level every year. You are not just losing this year's gap, you are losing every future raise that would have been calculated of the bigger number. But the money isn't the most dangerous part. The quiet damage is this. The longer you go without a breakthrough, the more you quietly adjust your expectations downward. You stop raising your hand for stretch roles. You start telling to yourself, maybe this is just my level, maybe this is my ceiling. That quiet resignation is the most dangerous thing that can happen to a career. Not failure, resignation. So let me say this as clearly as I can. You are excellent, but untrained in a skill set nobody told you existed. The game has rules nobody taught you, but once you see them, you cannot unsee them. And once you can play them, you stop being passed over for good. If you are ready to stop being the best kept secret in your company, the link in the description shows you exactly how this work moves people forward. Start there. You are not underqualified. You are under-recognized. And that's something we can fix. And if you take one thing with you, subscribe. Not for motivation, for strategy. And tell me in the comments the worst career advice you were ever given. You will feel a lot less alone.